SmackDown. This review is going to come a little bit late. It's supposed to be dropped and it's supposed to be recorded Wednesday, the night after SmackDown. Whatever. I make up my own schedules. I do not care. Doing this for the past 3, 4 weeks, 5. I do not care if I mess anything up. It's not a strict schedule and isn't a big channel. So I don't owe anybody nothing of the sort. Anything else SmackDown was still relevant in my life, so let's get this right. Mustafa Ali was scheduled to face off against Daniel Bryan, and there was supposed to be a WrestleMania rematch of Asuka versus Charlotte Flair from, when they faced off for the women's title and Charlotte won. Did this come up to any other future feuds? No. This is just supposed to be an exhibition match before the build-up for TLC this Sunday. I will give predictions later on who will be winning and what's going to happen further on, even though it sounds pointless because WWE's unpredictable in the amount of disappointment it lets you believe. To think Daniel Bryan's going to be a legit heel that's going to be taken seriously, Captain Planet looking ass. I can't wait to see what Mustafa Ali just looks like an emo Tarzan. He looks like if you know the Berettas back from when they were working on SmackDown and ECW back on WWE, that's what he looks like. He looks like Trent Beretta, Mustafa Ali. Whatever, he's scheduled to be facing off. He comes from 205 Live, if you care. But he comes from 205 Live and he's scheduled to face off against Daniel Bryan, the world champion. In the opening of the opening of the show, faces him off. It was an match. Mustafa Ali's not going to show a lot of flair. There's not much about him. He was just there to confront him and guilt trip him so the fans can feel some type of way because Daniel Bryan was babyface. Like his heel role is much better. He talks. I don't care if he was just like talking shit about the fans, seeing how much his yes movement got me nowhere except injury prone. Stuff like that could have been more compelling. It could have been more understandable. Anything else, him like blaming the environment and saying, "What kind of car do you drive?" "I drive an SUV." The fuck is that? What is that supposed to mean? For such a little man? That makes no goddamn sense. Whatever, they wrestled. Daniel Bryan obviously won because he needs momentum. He just came with an after attack and AJ Styles couldn't come over and interrupt the match. Whatever, it was a serviceable matchup. Mustafa Ali, he got some crazy moves. But it's not good enough. It's not good enough. You keep bringing these cruiserweights. You keep bringing these guys from indie feds or around the world. These guys have no charisma to sum up in American television. And stuff like that makes Western television die out and streaming and YouTube to be more relevant. And with all this stuff, why do you think television is dying out and WWE is finding a lack of talent? Everybody's relying on the raw physical presence instead of, being an actor, being an actual wrestler, and actually looking like it. Like, you have two sweat balls that are... By the way, the entire promo, Daniel Bryan's like an inch shorter than Mustafa Ali. This makes no sense. This entire segment was pointless. Whatever it's supposed to do for AJ Styles, nor Daniel Bryan, it makes nobody strong for the pay-per-view. And it's not going to be in a certain stipulation. Just like the Seth Rollins bout with Dean Ambrose. Next up is going to be Rap Battle, the second one on SmackDown. Yet, I don't know. I have a good memory when it comes to SmackDown history. So, there was a feud with Matt Hardy and MVP. If you fans remember, back in 2007, Matt Hardy and MVP used to be tag team partners, and they were feuding for the United States Championship for a while. And yeah, it was one of the most enjoyable parts. So yeah, this segment it wasn't better than the New Day and the Usos because unlike the Usos and the New Day, they have experience. They have ways to entertain the crowd and children. Cesaro and I understand you're supposed to build them up as cornballs and shit like that. It doesn't really work out. Cesaro really doesn't need to play the comedic route. And so does Sheamus. They shouldn't even be tag team partners. These guys look like rappers of Iowa or Montana. The hell are they here? It's going to be a triple threat match, and the New Day didn't get themselves that much involved in this. Last week, they had a triple threat match for some apparent reason, like that makes it a difference, except to get these guys in the ring. You see why WWE lacks building up guys? Is either give them people at least in the 205 Live that can tag up with each other, so they can have some filler matches to build up the tension for the pay-per-view. Why you get these people and then you make their own independent show to isolate them from the fans? Don't you make the why do you do this, WWE? You bring all these guys here to isolate them from what the wrestlers and the fans want. New exposure. New exposure. And guess what we do with all those guys from 205 Live, NXT, and all of them? They get drafted up the window. And don't give me this bullshit with Lars Sullivan. I see shit on NXT. There's a difference between NXT and a difference between WWE. They rely more on the physical appearance. You are in a university. You're in a local stadium airing your shit. Why you think it's going to have more of a pop than going to the Barclays Center, going to Madison Square Garden, going to anywhere else in big like AT&T and shit like that will have more of a bigger impact. This is why WWE fails at making new talent, and you folks don't believe this. You guys, most of like What Culture or any other biased source that don't think WWE is failing at this, or else they do, and they find these stupid nerdy ways how to get rid of this bullshit. Mustafa Ali got squashed. Anything else happened? No, nothing happened with Mustafa Ali. He never got brung up again. Oh my god, and this rap battle was bad. It was just to come up for a little bit of a brawl like the last rap battle, so this was pointless. Next up was Shane McMahon and The Miz. What's with The Miz and the trophy? Really? Is this supposed to build up for a feud for The Miz and Shane to fight for something that was in a different company in a different country and doesn't bring up anything relevant at all? The Best in the World tournament wasn't even supposed to... It was supposed to represent bragging rights, so why does he care? This isn't like King of the Ring. This isn't like anything else. This was Crown Jewel. In Saudi Arabia, right? Where not even Dolph Ziggler or anybody else. Everybody else was a bottom tier wrestler that was in the tournament anyways. I'm shocked. Like, nobody got pushed for a WWE championship, a US championship come the next pay-per-view. This made no sense, and I'm shocked that they're still sticking with this because they want Shane McMahon to do something except pull and be an authority figure for some apparent reason. Why? But we'll make Paige be it, because somehow she can't be a manager? Paige can't be a manager, but she can work as GM. That makes no damn sense. This is poor booking beyond the wazoo. So you picked up some Vegas boys. That's literally what they named the tag for for them to just rush and beat up Shane McMahon. And for him to just win the match with Miz not even tagging in even once or using the trophy. So that makes no sense. He just grabs it back anyway. Should have burned that shit. That shit looks ugly as fuck. That was a terrible showing. Oh my god. Chip and Chad, my ass. Next up, there was a promo by Randy Orton. Let me tell you something about this. What's a chair match? You just use chairs to do back shots. Pause. Just do back chair shots. Hit him up. Do this like Triple H, what he does with a sledgehammer. Hey, listen, this has no build-up. This is just to bring up that Randy Orton's supposed to be the legend killer by some fucking nerds in What Culture or other wrestle talk and shit like that. How optimistic they are about how WWE thinks they can improve makes me sick. It feels like they're completely delusional. How's WCPW doing, by the way? Hope that fucking bombs. Swear to God, getting rental superstars for no interest at all. I swear to God, it just doesn't work. So does this feud. It doesn't work. Why are Daniel Bryan and Rey Mysterio feuding? Why is Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio feuding? Rey Mysterio, that Randy Orton just shaved, and then he was with the Evolution. Then they started feuding. I mean, they were feuding for way before that, but still, this makes no sense. Haven't we already established that Rey Mysterio is a heart with a small size? He's a luchador. Highest match. They feuded before, and that was over 10 years ago. It is now 2018. It's either Randy Orton continues looking for the World Championship or do something else. Why isn't nobody fighting for a title? There's 2 championships. There's a tag championship. Make them tag teams or do something else. Both Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio accomplished so much, and they conflicted with so many people. Why do you still have them fight? Why are you always doing individual fights, man? This makes no sense. Make us stable. Do something, WWE. I want to see something fucking different. Always bring up these individuals to fight, and that's going to make Lars Sullivan fucking fail. Made Eric Young fail, and Eric Young doesn't even show up. Ty Dillinger failed. Nia Jackson, a few years, is going to fail. And Finn Balor, unless he at least holds the US Intercontinental title, he's going to fail. And WWE just smokes us up the run. Anything else, Rey Mysterio comes with a chair out of nowhere. Get it? And just beats the shit out of him while Randy Orton was just distracted of reminiscing of clips of him beating him up and hitting him up the next with a chair. Wow, like I never seen that before. Oh, what about Randy Orton goes like in TLC? He finds a stretcher, holds him up with something strapped onto him, and he tosses him in the pipe. Oh wait, Big Show did that. Oh wow, how creative! I'm just loving this feud. I feel so excited for nothing to show why this feud needs to exist. And WWE lost the reason why they have to do these pay-per-views. If the feud's gonna continue to conflict, I swear to God. Whatever. Let's just continue. Because obviously it just seems like WWE does not care. Next was a tag match involving... Wow, I don't care. Jeff Hardy... it's involving 2 of the people that are feuding. So Jeff Hardy and Rusev versus Samoa Joe, and Shinsuke Nakamura is dressed like an Austin Powers faggot on SmackDown. I've watched a few of his clips. I've seen a few of his matches. Nakamura seems like an entertaining guy if he's back on Japan. He seems like he built quite a reputation. And I don't want to ruin that for anybody. All because they're trash here doesn't mean they're trash outside. They might be one of the most entertaining guys out there. I don't know, but if I'm seeing Nakamura on WWE, there's a problem if you can't properly speak a round of English. You can't wrestle that well in front of these slobbery fucks. And you're just going to lose. You're just going to lose. Whatever. This match was retarded. It's just Samoa Joe beating down on Jeff Hardy. Then the corner, the rest holds, the commercials. Everything made the show lackluster. The main event of SmackDown was the best match on the show, but the most forgettable because we know it's gonna happen. And it was fucking Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. It ended a 914-day title undefeated streak. Yes, the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion that won the female Royal Rumble and had an undefeated streak in the time of it. Lost to Charlotte, and Charlotte pseudo turned heel. Some apparent reason, even though Becky Lynch is heel, so they're having a triple threat TLC match. And I talked about this in the past. How unnecessary this could have been. They could have just done another triple threat. Wow. What build-up. This was an alright match. It was getting a little better until Kendo Stick came into play, and that ended the match by disqualification. Asuka won. Then Becky Lynch came in and interfered in this frame, and God, It just came with Asuka wailing on both of them. So yeah, that's your go-home show for SmackDown for TLC. TLC is gonna be disappointing, yet like any other pay-per-view. I tried my hardest to be as optimistic as I can to find some positives and some negatives, but yet in this video, you can see I spoke mainly about the negatives. There was nothing entertaining. There was no segments that made me look like I was looking forward to the pay-per-view. You get it? There's tables, ladders, and chairs. So we only had a chairs match. On Raw, we got a tables match. And on SmackDown, we got a TLC match. Everything's fair here. Everything's exciting. Everything is what we want it to be. Because we're WWE. Kids are gonna love it. Because it's TLC. We also had a pay-per-view called Fatal 4-Way. Then we'll have a pay-per-view named Last Man Standing. Then a pay-per-view named Breaking Point. Then we'll have a pay-per-view. Shut up! WWE totally lost everything in their reputation, their ratings, their chances to actually have a fan base that can take them seriously. Why? Why are they doing this to themselves? I'm gonna watch the pay-per-view anyway because I like torturing myself. And on a Sunday, I'm fucking bored. Afterwards, I don't want to see Sunday Night Football, so obviously I'm going to check out the pay-per-view and see if it's actually promising to watch. Whatever. So we're also gonna go into the TLC fucking pay-per-view. And of course, the highly built-up event is going to be Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, because that's been built up since, coincidentally, since Roman Reigns had leukemia to guilt trip Dean Ambrose. I really can't do this. I try my hardest to try to go with these full segments and be like, I'm gonna enjoy this build-up for a story. I can't. I just can't. Whatever. What's gonna be in the show? It will be AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's gonna win. Charlotte versus Becky versus Asuka. Becky might win. Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax. Nia might win. Because Nia just looks poor. She looks like a pussy. I mean, we understand they're trying to build Ronda champion, but I don't care. What else is going to be in the show? Because I'm done with predictions. I'm just going to tell you what's going to happen. Intercontinental Championship with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Then we got a tag title triple threat with The Bar, Usos, and New Day. Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor. I don't know if it's still going to happen. We got a ladder match with Elias Sampson and Bobby Lashley. Why would they need a ladder match? Is this to pick up a fucking guitar? Don't tell me this shit's to pick up a guitar. Oh my god. They have been explained on this website. On CBS. Jesus Christ. I gotta look up here, because obviously I'm not gonna remember a lot. Elias Sampson and Lashley have been butting heads as of late. With Lio Rush playing his part as of instigator to perfection. This feud has been helping the cause, though, getting Elias over the new massive babyface. So the victory over the monster that is Lashley could prove another step into the right direction. Wow. Incredible optimism. Why are they feuding still? Just to make Lio Rush an instigator, that's all I'm understanding. You're just letting this off because a fucking black elf is bothering you? This is how WWE makes up their feuds. I swear to God, every other article to explain the match is gonna explain the feuds is gonna be the same shit. During Monday's Go Home Raw, it announced that his grudge bout would be a ladder match with a guitar hanging above the. Yes, they'll do that. Why couldn't they have a ladder match for Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose? I'm trying to understand that. They won't. They're gonna have a regular fucking match. That means they want this to fucking continue. Why? Just tell me why. Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin for the nothing championship, they're just gonna be fighting. Cause Baron Corbin is GM and he's been in more wrestling matches still than he ever been an authority figure. The fuck is he doing then? Next up is Natalie versus Ruby Riott. The Riott Squad's gonna get involved, and somehow Natalia's gonna get her ass hit into a table. I don't give a fuck. Next, Randy Orton versus Mysterio in the chairs match. Enough said. Then we got a cruiserweight match for the championship. Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander. How long have they been feuding? And Jinder Mahal versus in a mixed match after the pay-per-view. No one cares. That's it. That's TLC. If you want to watch it, you want to watch it to understand how flawed the booking is, how flawed the feuding is, how flawed the wrestling is going to be, how flawed the logic is, how flawed everything is. SmackDown also gets a 3 out of fucking 10. Anything else, I could have gave it lower if I had an incredibly bad mood. Fuck it, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. It was poor. It built up nothing. There's no reason why like 3/4 of the fucking pay-per-view should even be a reason for these people to fight except the people with championships. Seriously. I swear to God. It's like Intercontinental Championship. A breakup of a tag team. Of a faction. WWE Championship. Some guy kicked me in the dick. Please have that in your mind the entire night. Because I don't give a fuck. I swear to God. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Do not like.